a heart that hurts. I want to spend my life mending broken people. I want to spend my life mending broken people.
Hi, and welcome to another 3ABN Today cooking program. My name is Melody Caviness, and I'm here with my handsome husband, Rendall Caviness.
Thank you.
I just love this man that he joins me in the ministry, and how wonderful is that?
It is.
Do you enjoy it?
Yes, I do.
What do you enjoy the most? Meeting people, traveling, or eating?
All three.
All three.
All the above.
I knew you would say that. For some of you who are viewing in, maybe this is not your first time and you're saying, Melody, I've never seen you without a black shirt or a black jacket. I'm wearing for the first time at 3ABN one of my chef jackets. I retired them years ago, Rendall.
Well, you look very nice.
And you like it. He loves it when I wear a chef's jacket. So anyway, I was bringing that to your attention because I haven't worn one in years.
It looks very nice.
So today, what are we doing? We're going to visit a country today. What country are we visiting?
I hope it's warm.
Yeah, we went through the winter in Ohio, so that's why he's saying that. But no, we're visiting Mexico.
All right.
You know, a big craze came around a couple years ago with street food, Mexican street fare. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we're creating today. We're creating food from Mexico, what you would get off the vendors mostly, Rendall.
Right.
It's not like you go in a restaurant and sit down.
Street vendors.
Street vendors, absolutely. They catch the tourists coming in from out of the border, out of the United States mostly, and they catch them right there on the street. What a great idea. But the food
or off the cruise ships when they come in.
Yeah, they do everywhere. You'll see it in Cancun. You'll see it all over now. It's really caught on. Mm-hmm. So we want to bring you some of those flavors today. And the first recipe we're going to do for you today is the creamy cilantro slaw. Would you read that for us today, Rendall? Thank you.
Creamy cilantro slaw, 1 14-ounce bag coleslaw mix, 1 cup vegan plain yogurt, 1/8 cup fresh lime juice, 2 cloves of garlic minced, 1/3 cup green onions, 1 teaspoon taco seasoning, 1 tablespoon jalapeno diced fine, 1/3 cup cilantro, and salt to taste.
Yes, I was looking for a sombrero.
Oh.
For you to wear today.
I could use one with my hairline.
No, it's perfect. But anyway, let's get right to this. I've got a bowl here. We're going to mix it in. And Rendall, do you mind pouring
all of it?
Pouring that slaw mix in there for me? Now, folks, you can choose whatever slaw package you like. There are so many out on the market today. Today, I'm using a broccoli. Mm-hmm. You can use cabbage. I mean, it's amazing. I've seen them with apples, fruits in them. So I just chose this because the color was beautiful. I love that, and for our tacos. And if you notice this canning jar right here,
That's what you were doing so late the other night.
It was. I was making my own yogurt. As you can see, it still has, and I've got a can here beside me. I'm not pouring this on the floor, I promise. But this is my own homemade yogurt, and it's vegan. Now, this one's made with soy. You can make it with any you want, but I use soy, and then I use the capsules, and that's it, soy milk and capsules, and then I let it set in a warm oven.
There's something else you do with that besides the slaw.
Oh, I do many things. I make a yogurt, like a Greek yogurt, and I put fruit spread in there made only out of fruit juices. Yes, and I mean, every time people eat it, they say, where did you get that yogurt? From the kitchen. So, but we're going to use this as part of our dressing today, and I love it because it's not processed. It has no stabilizers, no chemicals. It's just good old yogurt. We'll put that right over here. I'm going to get you to stirring for me, Rendall, if you don't mind. And I'm going to start adding. This is my green onions that have been chopped, and I think my sweet husband chopped those for me. You just keep stirring and I'll keep adding. How about that?
I can do that.
Yes, you can.
I learned to fold. I didn't know what folding was.
Who taught you how to fold?
You did.
I did. Yes, I did. Because I would say, fold something in for me, honey. And he was used to folding clothes, not food. And then we're going to add a little bit of salt to that. And again, salt to your taste, folks. You don't have to put it in if you don't want it. That's totally up to you. And a little bit of taco seasoning.
All right.
And there are a lot of taco seasonings on the market now that do not have the caking agents in it, and they do not have MSG. So I really like that, where they don't have it. And my favorite, Rendall, what is that?
Lemon juice.
Lemon juice. I love lemon juice. That's really looking good. I'm going to add some cilantro. It wouldn't be cilantro.
Smells good too.
Do you like that? Oh, it does smell good.
Is that enough folding?
Here, I'll do it.
Okay.
I don't need it anymore, so. How does that look to you?
Looks really good.
Now, the reason why I wanted to make this today is because of course you can use it all by itself. You don't have to add another product to it. It's just good for a side dish or even for a meal. You know, some people will just eat the regular tomato and lettuce salad. There are too many vegetables out on the market, or at the market, that you can use instead of just lettuce and tomato. And fresh is always best, raw. But this, especially.
There's just so much color in there too that it looks.
Isn't that beautiful, Rendall? We eat with what?
Our eyes. My turn?
I saved the little bowl for you.
The little bowl?
I saved the little bowl for you. Yes. We eat with our eyes. And so food needs to be bright, needs to be nice. Did you catch the, I'll ask you, let me ask you questions. No, you catch the garlic, you catch the hint of the onion, the taco seasoning, the lemon, it brightens it up. And like any slaw or salad, the longer it sets together, the more it absorbs that flavor in it. And this is gonna go well with our next recipe, because we're gonna use this with our next recipe. We're doing the chicken-style street tacos. Do you wanna read that recipe?
Chicken-style street tacos. 2 cups of soy curls, 1 tablespoon chicken-style seasoning, 1 tablespoon taco seasoning, 2 cups of boiling water, 1 tablespoon of coconut cream from a can, salt to taste, 12 corn tortillas warmed, 1 cup of shredded style vegan cheese.
Well, I've got the gloves on, husband.
Looks serious.
It can be. And what is this?
That's our soy curls.
Your soy curls. And folks, when you get them, they've got all different sizes in here. I do like to just break them up a little bit before I put the water to them, because this is a time to break them up. And you're probably thinking, oh, Rendall, you're just having a blast over there with your coffee pot, but that's my hot water pot. I don't have to boil it on the stove or anything like that. So.
I don't know if the folks could hear it, but it was boiling.
I did. It was boiling. So I broke them up a little bit. And then what I want to do is I want to put the taco seasoning and the chicken-style seasoning on the soy curls. And then it takes about 2 cups of water. Rendall, if you don't mind picking that up, don't burn us. Yes. And just
say when.
I will. Keep pouring, keep pouring, keep pouring. La, 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 la. Right there. That's plenty. And I like to stir it in. And then normally what I do, folks, is I would put a cover over top and let this just soak up all that liquid and get flavor. Soy curls are a lot like tofu. There's no flavor here at all. It's like dried cardboard, but when you add the flavor to it, that's when it comes alive, and it makes amazing chicken-style recipes. I use it for so much. It's unbelievable. It's my go-to product because it's 100% soy. It's non-GMO. Love it. And it's just dried soybeans, so you don't have to worry about all the processing. Now I'm going to hand this to you to put over there, if you don't mind. Over here, I have some coconut fat. And normally what I do is I buy coconut milk in the can, and I just use the fat instead of using processed oil, because coconut is a good fat. And then these soy curls I did a little bit earlier, but I'm going to put some heat back into them. So after the soy curls have collected all the moisture, and there's no moisture left, or there's very little, I might even put it in a colander and squeeze it out, then I put it here. I don't normally ever cook my food on a high temperature. I always use like a medium. Most of the cooking I do at home is in stainless or iron, so I don't want it to stick. So if I turn that to a low temperature, it's not going to stick to my pan. And I just want this to get warm so I can use it here in the taco. And then for you at home, you want to just turn it and let it simmer slowly until you have a browning. So this nice little browning that it gets on the soy curl, that's by just letting it stay in the pan and letting it take all that moisture out. And trust me, I have not had it stick in a stainless pan because of the low heat, and I just leave it alone. I don't turn it till after it's browned a little.
Don't they have a heavier base so it evens the heat out a little better if it's
It
heavier?
does on good stainless cookware. My husband's learning. See, I told my husband, if you buy me good stainless steel that has a heavy base, it's better at cooking the food. So
So where have we been finding most of our good stainless?
Oh, we go to the most expensive store in town, and that's either at a Goodwill
or a secondhand
or a
store.
secondhand store. So now he's telling off on me. I love secondhand stores, folks. I mean, you know, we have to be good stewards of our money, right?
We found some real bargains there. I won't go into detail, but we have.
We really have, and I'm talking about pans that probably cost hundreds of dollars. We've retailed for $4.99. So thank you, praise you, Jesus. You're always there to take care of us. Now, earlier, before we did the tacos, we did this wonderful cilantro slaw.
Yes.
In a lot of your recipes in Mexico on the street tacos, they use a slaw instead of a lettuce like we do here in the United States. We always use lettuce on our tacos. So this is a little different. And Rendall, if you'll hand me, no, I don't want those. Sorry. If you'll hand me the corn tortillas, and what I did earlier was I actually heated this, or should I say somebody helped me heat this, to where they're flexible. Now, when I'm at home, I make my own homemade tortillas, thanks to Julia Mowry. Julia has, I'm telling you, when she comes to camp meeting to help us out in the kitchen, her and her husband are our bakers. It's amazing the tortillas she makes down there, and they're nice and thick and
People
warm.
volunteer to work there just for those tortillas.
Tortillas, yeah. So, Julia, if you're out there listening, you better crank up that press because we're going to send business your way. So what I want to do here, while they're still nice and hot, oh, nice, nice. You can smell that. I want to turn them off. And then I'm going to start filling them. And it's so simple, so simple.
Starting to smell really nice.
I know. And I'm going to use this spoon here, Rendall, to get some of that slaw on there. Doesn't that look beautiful? Look at that. And then I'm just going to leave it open for a minute. I know what my husband's thinking over here. Where's mine? Where's mine? But actually, he's my, I mean, I don't know what I'd do without you tasting all the food for me, Rendall.
Well, it's my my benefit and my pleasure.
It's your pleasure? Is that what you're saying? Oh, nice, nice, nice. Now, always we eat with our eyes. I say it over and over again. I don't like food to look emaciated. I
No.
like food to look nice. I have an
It
extra
does.
one. You put that over there for me right now. So for me, I like green onions. What do you like?
Green onions.
You like green onions? Jalapeno?
I love jalapeno.
So yours has to have lots of jalapeno?
Yes.
I'm okay with jalapeno, but not as much as you like. And then a little cheese, and this is a vegan cheese. I love this vegan cheese. There are so many varieties out on the market now, folks. I mean, it's crazy, and they're relatively inexpensive.
That's a $10 plus plate
Oh,
at the Mexican restaurant.
that you make for
Pennies on the dollar.
pretty much. I don't know if this cost $1, $1.50 if we went into cost. So, and they just fold it up. Of course, they're probably not as full as mine. And they just stand there on the street and eat
right.
it. That's why they call it a street taco.
Correct.
Now, I don't know if you're going to try this or not, but this is your plate, whether you eat it now or later. It's up to you.
I'll take a bite.
Are you going to take a
Why
bite?
not?
I
I'm
like
gonna
to
make a
see his
mess.
reaction. There's just,
I'm gonna make a mess.
well, that's your plate. You can make a mess on that
Oh,
plate.
that's right. I eat all three then.
Yes, you get to
Okay.
have all three. He's afraid to take a bite because he's going to make a mess in there. Do you need that? Now, I know there's jalapeno in there, but do you taste how subtle but nice the soy curls are and the slaw? It just tops it off, doesn't it?
Blends is the word.
It does, and it just, like a cake, it puts frosting on the cake. Now, you can put salsa, you can use bean, whatever you want, folks, do whatever you want. But this is just an idea of how to do a street taco in your home. We're going to go to our next recipe, which is our cilantro lime rice.
Sounds good.
You're going to read that for us.
Cilantro lime rice, 2 cups long brown rice, basmati or jasmine, 3 1/2 cups of water, 1 tablespoon chicken style seasoning, vegan, 1 clove garlic minced, 1/3 cup fresh lime juice, zest from 2 limes, 1/2 cup of cilantro chopped, and salt to taste.
Here we are again.
Yes, we are.
More food.
More
I love
food.
it. I love it. I have my trusty rice cooker out here, Rendall. So I could not make this and have enough time to do this program. So I cooked my rice first. And what I normally do is I do 2-to-1 ratio on my rice because I use whole grain brown rice. And so I've already got it cooking, and I put lime juice in there as it was cooking. So you want to give it some flavor right in the beginning. But when it's done, as it is now, I normally just fluff it up. And you can, this is basmati here, long grain rice. You can use really whatever rice you want to. I'm going to scoot this over a little bit. And I'm going to put just a little more lime juice because this is about the lime. And then I'm going to do my chicken style seasoning, my garlic, my salt. Looky there, it's stuck in there. My salt, and of course, my lime zest. You got to have the lime zest in there, folks.
Brightens the color a lot too.
It does, it really does. Gives it color. And actually, I forgot my cilantro. Normally I have my cilantro as well. I'm going to hand this back to you. Take my base out. Hand that to you. And it's really, it's so quick, so easy. And you'll just have to pretend like I have my cilantro here. And then I never put my lime zest nor my cilantro in until the last, because you do not want to cook it in. It will turn brown.
Okay.
It happened to me the first time I ever cooked it. So you definitely always want to have it at the end and just before you serve it. And I normally don't even zest up my limes, Rendall, till just before I'm ready to use it.
Why is
because
that?
they'll darken as well.
Okay.
They'll just they don't look pretty. I want it fresh and I want color there.
Same thing happens in avocado if you leave it out, it gets brown.
It does, same thing. And then serve it, it's ready to go. You could put a sauce, you can mix it with any of your favorite dishes. But I know the cilantro lime rice is a really popular dish. First time I ever ate it was in a Mexican restaurant we went to, and I said, man, I really like it. So I decided to make it at home, and it's become a favorite for us. We eat a lot in our home.
It has a tremendous flavor, and the aroma is great.
It is. Oh, it smells good to me with my fresh lemon or lime juice. We are going to move on to our Cheddar-less Nachos.
Cheddar-less Nachos, 3/4 cup roasted red peppers, 3/4 cup almond flour, 4 ounces of plain Greek-style yogurt, vegan, 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar, 1/4 cup lemon juice, fresh, 1 teaspoon coconut cream, 1/2 cup cooked rice, 1 1/2 cup cooked potatoes, 1/8 teaspoon paprika, 1 tablespoon tapioca starch, 2 to 3 cups of water, and salt to taste.
This is a hidden recipe of a new cheese sauce with these nachos.
You've had several, and you keep improving.
I know, but you know what? I was really surprised with this. Because of all the new cheeses on the mark, all the non-dairy, I went out and I started looking, and I thought, you know, I want to find something that really is close to that cheese flavor and possibly without nutritional yeast flakes. Not that I have a problem with nutritional yeast flakes, but some people do. And yet, if they're vegan, then there's a lot of cheeses they don't get to eat. And if they do find some at the market, they're usually full of a lot of fat.
Right.
And I thought, come up with one, Melody. So I just kept looking and reading. And one of the main ingredients in cheese is rennet. So I thought, what would replace that? And I come up with some of my own yogurt that I make, along with some apple cider vinegar, which a lot of people use that in gluten-free products because it really helps lift something that's gluten-free. So this recipe today, we're going to make the sauce first. Let's go ahead and take this off, Rendall. And you can help me to pour. I want to go ahead and add a little bit of the water first to do that. And then if you want to get that is the...
all of it?
Yes. That is the almond flour, which almond flour is not a flour, folks. It's just almonds that are beat down or processed to look like a flour. And I use cooked potatoes. You're probably saying, oh, Melody, you're putting the skin in there. I use nothing but organic potatoes, so I am not afraid of the skin. And my husband actually washed them really well. So
and the taste of organic potatoes are so much better. It's noticeably better, sweeter, nice taste.
It is, and I'm not pushing organic. We don't have a farm. I'm just saying it's better for you, and it actually tastes better. I'm going to put in the coconut cream. We're going to add that little fat there. And this is my tapioca starch. And Rendall, let's put the apple cider vinegar in. It's right here. And of course, the lemon juice, I can't do anything without lemon juice, you know that. I'll put a little less because this was made for a bigger pitcher. And rice. If you have any rice, throw it in there. You know what I did one day? And if you don't have rice or you can't eat it, don't put the potatoes in. If you won't eat the potatoes but you'll eat the rice, then put the rice in. So just the same quantity in either one because they will absorb that. If you notice, I am not using a cornstarch. So I need something to actually make it thick, so I use the potato and the rice. And then my favorite, roasted red peppers. And if you can, roast your own. And I don't care about the color of that potato because we're going to blend it all up anyway. And then I'm going to add that Greek-style yogurt. Now, folks, I can't wait for you to try this recipe here and send us some information. You know, let 3ABN know, hey, I tried that recipe, it was really good. Or call me. You always have access to call me.
She's very accessible. She may not pick up the phone immediately, but she will call you back.
Sometimes
and
I just
a lot of times
can't.
you just pick it up.
I love it when people call and say, I am trying to get a hold of Miss Caviness or Melody, and I'm like, that's me. You answer your own phone? I'm thinking, don't you? So we're going to put this on here, and this is going to be noisy for a few minutes. but we want to get it all blended up nice. Ready?
Well, that was fun.
Did you like your cheese shower?
Yes.
You know, folks, I don't know of a house I've ever lived in that my ceiling didn't have some kind of orange on it, because I am phenomenal for taking off that lid to the Vitamix. Now, normally, I'm going to let this go and go and go, honestly, until it's just a big pot of steam. Because with a Vitamix, you have such centrifugal force, it will cook it. Now, if you don't have a high-powered blender, remember to just put it on the stove and get it hot. There's nothing in here that would harm you. If it wasn't cooked, it's going to taste a whole lot better if you just cook it. So what I would do here is I am going to pour this cheese sauce. Hey, have you tried this one, Rendall?
I've tried several. I don't know which one this is, but...
Yeah, well, I don't know that you've really... I'm just going to get your approval here on the salt especially. But I think it's good.
It's good.
That's really good. We were sitting at the table, I remember, when I made this recipe. And I cooked this, and my son came over, and he sat down, he was eating it, and he said, Mom, where'd you get that cheese sauce that's there? And I said, I just made it. He said, that's the best cheese sauce I've ever tasted. He said, it actually tastes like cheddar cheese. So.
It's one of my favorite snacks.
Nachos?
With some jalapenos, however.
With some. You know, when we were kids, my mom and daddy, after Sabbath on Saturday night, would always go to Kmart. Do you remember the blue light special?
I've heard of it, and I didn't attend.
Okay, well, I grew up with the blue light special, and my mother, as soon as she would walk in the door, would grab the nachos. That was her favorite thing in the whole world, were the nachos. I like lots of cheese on mine. I've actually put lettuce, everything you could think of. I've put them in the oven, put so many different things on it. I need another spoon. Hang on, because I don't want to touch that. This is a product that I've been using a lot lately, and you really like this. This is the soy crumble taco, and it comes just like this, but dry. And so I always just put some water, maybe a little garlic, maybe a little taco seasoning added to it. It really tastes well all on its own. It really does. Rendall likes this a lot. So I make an ultima nacho where I actually put sour cream, do you remember? Avocados, guacamole. It is a huge meal. Beans. Now, because my husband is going to demand lots of, that is good.
Looks good to me.
Of jalapenos. I've got to say it right. I've got to make Julie happy. And I know I'm getting that all over, but I'm purposely wanting to put some of that olive on the side. Now, you don't have to do this, folks. You can just eat them plain with cheese, however you want to. And I'm going to cut just a little bit of tomato. Now, why am I cutting that tomato, Rendall? Do you know?
Tell me.
Well, number one, I love tomatoes. Number two, this is not the right knife, but we're going to use it. Color.
Okay.
I am going to brighten up. It looks pretty now, but watch when I just put a few tomatoes over top of it. It's for the color. What do you think of that? So, would you like to have a nacho?
Certainly.
Here, I'll put this bowl out so you can do it over that bowl.
Okay.
I am waiting. You know, I just love it when my husband says, mmm. Mmm. He does like it. I love this dish too. It's actually one of my favorites. But This is probably one of my all-time favorites that I've been serving lately. And I've had so many compliments on this recipe. We're gonna go to that right now. And this is my Mexican corn salad, and it is a take off the Mexican street corn, Rendall.
Right.
Instead, I put it in a bowl, and I'm telling you, it's amazing. But would you like to read that recipe
Sure.
for us? Thank you.
Mexican corn salad. 5 to 6 cups fresh corn cut from the cob, 1/4 cup of water, 1/2 teaspoon salt to taste, 1/2 cup green bell pepper diced small, 1/2 cup red bell pepper diced small, 1 tablespoon of fresh jalapeno diced fine, 1/3 cup vegan mayonnaise, 1/2 cup shredded vegan Parmesan.
Well, Rendall, the corn salad. This has been so popular, folks. I mean, I remember Lindy just standing there when I was feeding the group from Amen, and she was standing over there. She said, I can't believe I'm here with my plate. And this is like 5 plates I've ate of this already. And she would dip some on her plate, she'd eat it, and she'd get more in it, and they actually were standing around getting this corn. And it was, again, a recipe I designed about a year ago with the street corn. And so I said, let's make a salad out of it. I needed something to go with a Mexican-style dinner, so I needed something like this. I wanted the color, and I thought, we'll just cut it off the cob. And my sweet husband yesterday was just slicing this corn off of every cob. I think I had you doing 16.
18.
Was it 18 ears of corn in there? And because, folks, I don't want to use frozen corn. And it would be my next two, but I love fresh corn. And, you know, you can get it almost in any store now, year-round.
Yes.
Might be a little more pricier, but this one was really sweet, you told me. I can't
really
eat corn
good,
right
really
now,
good corn.
but he really liked it. So
When I bought it at the store, they had just put it in the bin. I mean, it was right off the truck.
Nice. I just put a little water in here to saute it. I didn't use butter, margarine, or oil. And this is the way I like it, just right now to where the kernels are starting to get just that little crunch to them, but they're not real soft. I don't want it real soft. So I'm gonna hold this up, Rendall, since I think it's pretty well done. And I did that on purpose because I didn't wanna waste all the time. If you'll hold that, let me pick this up, and can you get that?
Yes.
I guess we should have turned that around.
Almost.
As much as you can.
That's pretty good. Ooh, I made a mess.
That's okay. That's my job. That's my job to get corn everywhere. Okay. Look how it's still steaming.
It smells really nice already.
I am going to put in some fresh jalapeno. Not a lot. If you want more, hey, be my guest, put it in there.
Makes me happy.
It does make you happy. A little bit of green onions. If you don't like onions, folks, just don't put them in. Don't put them in if you don't like them. Green bell pepper really adds a good flavor to this corn. And then the red bell pepper balances it. So you've got that little sweet, and I am going to put just a little bit of the lemon juice there. What have I got here, Rendall?
Vegenaise.
Well, a vegan mayonnaise.
Excuse me, same difference, close.
Yes, vegan mayonnaise.
That just makes the color really nice.
Look at that, it's beautiful. I mean, you could eat it just like this, but we're gonna kick it up a notch. Now, I don't want a lot of vegan mayonnaise in here because I don't want the mayonnaise to overpower.
Sure.
You know, this is a street corn. In Mexico, what they do is they rub mayonnaise on the cob instead of butter.
Right.
They just do like a mayonnaise, and then they put sometimes chili.
Right.
But I went ahead and put the jalapeno peppers. And so I just want enough to coat and see, since the corn is nice and warm.
Just gives it a mellow flavor.
I'm doing the same thing you were doing. I don't like to be messy in the kitchen, but unfortunately I am. My dad taught me, though. You know, my dad was chef, and he cooked for the officers in the Navy. And then when he got out of the Navy, my dad opened up his own restaurants. And I felt like a spoiled child, probably was, because he would come to my class every Tuesday morning about 9, 10 o'clock and bring from his donut shop strawberry sprinkled donuts for the whole class. I was so popular in the first grade. It was just amazing. My dad, I should say, was very popular. Now, this has about everything I need in it but this. And this is a vegan Parmesan style cheese. There are certain brands out there I like better than others. This is the one that I have to grade, and I absolutely love it. And this, to me, along with the vegan mayonnaise, actually makes this dish. And yet, I can't imagine it without the jalapeno to just give it that slight bite, because I don't put a lot in there. You might not even get a piece of jalapeno in 2 or 3 bites, you know what I'm saying? But it is so good.
You can add ingredients or delete ingredients to your taste.
Yes, you can. But not only is this yummy, it's beautiful. To me, I could just sit here and eat the whole bowl, and I'm sure I have before. It's one of my favorites. I'm going to take this fork so you can tell me, honey, whether I did this a good job or not today.
Immediately.
Did you get jalapeno or did you just get the...
It just gives you the immediate blast of flavor.
Ooh, I've taught my husband well. Blast of flavor. That is wonderful. I love that. Although you had a good mama, I'm sure she taught you just about everything you needed to know. And this, folks, is probably my favorite of the corn recipes that I have as well. And you know, I like to take food to a different dimension. So I took it from the corn that was on the cob that we did a street corn, and then I took it into a salad. Now, if you said, Melody, can you go somewhere else from here? I'd say, well, absolutely. We can make a casserole. We could put some cheesy sauce, other elements to here, put it in the oven, cover it with some more of the Parmesan or some type of a cheddar style cheese, and maybe even some corn chips in the bottom. I could see this being a wonderful, wonderful casserole. So you could do that. You think you like that?
Those folk that don't like corn, they should try this corn.
Just once?
They might change their mind.
Well, some people, it's like onions. It could be a texture problem. But it's warm. I always put this together when it's warm. However, when you eat it cold, it's just as good.
Yes, it is.
But when you make it and add everything together, when it's nice and warm, everything just starts to kind of melt a little bit, and it just gets all ooey gooey. It's wonderful. So you think this one's a winner always?
A plus.
A plus. Oh, I like getting good grades. Hey, we're going to go on to the next recipe, and for this recipe, it's our tropical fruit salad with cream pear sauce. Do you want to read that off, Rendall?
Sure. Tropical fruit salad: 1 cup mangoes diced, 1 cup blueberries, 1 cup strawberries diced, 1 cup pineapple diced, 1/2 cup kiwi diced, 1/2 cup unsweetened coconut flakes, and 1/2 cup of walnuts, 1/2 cup almond flour, 1 can pears in its own fruit juice, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup.
You know, Rendall, I can eat this whole bowl of fruit by myself.
What a snack.
It is, and it's so healthy. And look at the colors. Look at the rainbow here. It's just amazing. There are so many other fruits that we can put in here. Tropical to me is anything that you would get in any of the islands, tropical place. There's guava. I didn't put any guava in here. If you could think of any other fruits that you would like, or is this, you could put grapes in here if you wanted grapes. So, I mean, just beautiful. This was the pineapple that I purchased. I don't think it was as pretty color. I really like, there is a pineapple on the market, and it is a golden pineapple. And if you see that, folks, it's actually the sweetest. It almost looks too ripe when you open it up, but that is a different type of pineapple that they have out, and it is amazing. But this really did taste good, so I was shocked because it was so light in color. And of course, one of my favorites, aren't they, Mark? I said, I called you Mark. One of my
Her
favorites.
partner.
Rendall. My partner, I'm so used to looking over at Mark and saying something. But Rendall,
Thank
our
you.
blueberries, you know how
Yes.
much I love blueberries.
Those are beautiful blueberries. They're nice size.
They are beautiful. Blueberries have been good for about a year. I mean, you know how some seasons they'll come in, they're a little sour, they don't have that sweetness, but for the last year they've been really good. And this is my favorite fruit, isn't
Aren't
it?
they supposed to be a brain food?
Sure,
Or
yes, most of your berries are. And I hear a lot of people say, oh, I can't eat fruit. And I'm like, why? Oh, because I'm not supposed to. Why? And then the same person might sit down and eat with me and have a piece of pie.
Yes, I don't get that.
Or a piece of cake. But they're allowed to have the cake or the pie because they adjusted for it, and that's mostly diabetics. But they can't eat the fruit. I'm thinking, just eat the fruit and forget the pie or the cake. This is so much better. Look at this bowl already.
It looks wonderful.
Now, I chose pecans today, and these are roasted pecans. But if you like a different type of nut, you could do an almond. You know what would really be super good in here? A macadamian.
Oh, yeah.
Macadamians would be amazing. And actually, with the fruit sauce, try that sometimes using a macadamian. I used almond flour, almond. And the reason why I use so much almond flour is because it's easier to find. It's inexpensive in comparison. And if you don't have that high-powered blender, it blends so well in just your traditional regular blender. So I've kind of transitioned into that for that purpose. And I don't use cashews as much as I used to.
No.
I don't think we've ever used them since we've been married
No,
at all.
not very minimal.
And it's because they're harder to find and they're more expensive.
And don't they have a greater fat content as well?
Well, they
or
do,
not?
and I've heard, and I know they're good for you, but I've also heard that it can add to the cholesterol. Something about the cholesterol is not as good whenever you eat the cashews. I love cashews, though. They're one of my favorite nuts. I think Brazil nuts would be good in here, but look already.
That's looking really nice.
Now, was that hard?
Not at all.
You know, my grandbabies, they come around me all the time. And I, sometimes at night or in the evening, I remember they say they love a fruit plate.
Right.
And if they come to grandma's or we're together, I will make them just all types of different fruits, put some healthy cracker for them on there. And Rendall, they feel like I just gave them a steak probably to most people. They love it. Those little guys really do.
And I can tell when they've been there because usually they're in our bed.
Yes.
And there'll be a little bit of cracker or something in there.
Or fruit or something. But you know, I really try hard for my babies to make sure that they're eating as healthy as possible, because every commercial on TV, and you and I really are not TV watchers, we're 3ABN watchers when we get the opportunity. But every commercial is geared for something that is very unhealthy for children and for adults. So they're blinded by this every day in your commercial programming. And so I'm trying to train them to eat the things that God created that are healthier for them.
One of the things you do a lot in seminars is teach folk to read labels.
Yes, you've got to read the labels, Rendall, because if it's outside of the grocery aisle, you know, where the fresh fruit aisle where you get all your fruits, vegetables, you better be reading those labels. And when it has ingredients this long, most of them you can't pronounce and don't know what the meaning are, I would say avoid them. You know, when you buy rice at the store, it should say brown rice. When you buy beans, they should just say dried beans. If you're buying coconut in the can, it should say coconut. So you don't want to add all these additives to your food. So that's something you and I are very careful about.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Stevia. Don't they have to be a little careful with a product stevia as to what's in it?
You do. Thank you. You have to be careful. And this is something that you and I did when we first started grocery shopping together after we were married. And
before we were married, the very first night I met you, we went grocery shopping.
Yes, but not for
I should have
stevia.
known.
He should have known. Yeah, the first time I met him, he said, I asked if he was hungry when he come in off the plane. He said, I didn't get supper tonight. And I said, oh, let's stop by the store and pick you up something. And I told him, I said, you should have ran like the wind then, Rendall. You just didn't. You just couldn't run fast enough, I guess. But yes, but I showed you the stevia.
We were reading, taught me to read labels immediately.
And you said, well, stevia is better, right? And I said, yes. Now I said, pick that product up, turn it over, and it, on the front, it said 100% organic stevia.
That's right.
Well, the stevia in there was 100% organic. But the first, what was the first item on it?
Sucrose.
Sugar. It was sugar. The first item was sugar. Then it had other items, and it did have the organic stevia in there. And so I showed him, I said, this is called subliminal advertising. They throw it at you, oh, your eye meets it, oh, this is good, healthier, lower fat, lower whatever, and you're still, it might be lowered in the fat from its previous container, but when they changed it, they just lowered it a little bit.
Another question on ingredients. Is the quantity from top to bottom, first, second, third, fourth ingredient, or how does that work?
It is. So whenever you buy something, let's say it's a box of cereal, and you look at the ingredients on it, normally the way they have to do in the food industry here in the United States is they have to list each one of those foods in their order. So if there's more sugar, it'll be at the top. And another thing you really have to look for is, because of the amount of sugar that are in some of the products, they know they can't put all that sugar on there. So they list it in different types of form, like corn syrup or sugar or just modified something here and there. And I've actually looked at oatmeals that children eat. Rendall, they have like 4 to 5 sugars listed throughout. So when you're looking at it, you don't think it has that much sugar, but it really does.
Right.
Now, I want to make something here that this is kind of a new recipe for us too. And I like it because it really makes something smooth for the salad, to make it something different besides just a fruit salad. Now, these are pears in pear juice. Again, my almond flour and my maple syrup. Oops, I almost dropped that. I am just all thumbs, aren't I?
Good hands.
Yeah, good catch. I could see you doing that. He was a quarterback for a long time. Not professionally, of course. All right, let's make sure that's on low and get that started. Hold it. Whew. That took a long time. No, we didn't get a bath, did we? Although pear sauce would be really good.
I can smell it.
Can you? Now, I put a little granola over here. I do have a great granola recipe, don't I? Look, folks. Look how creamy this pear sauce is. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put a little granola.
So you're layering it?
I am. I'm going to make you a parfait.
All right.
Birthday boy.
Thank you.
Now, for some of you that don't know out there, my husband in 2 days will be 75 years old. Now, I hope to look as good as my husband at 75, which I doubt it. I told him, I said, Rendall, if you had hair, they'd think I was a cougar. He looks so good. It's in the genes, baby. It's in the genes. Look here at this. Maybe just a little more granola.
Oh, yeah.
A lot more granola.
No, it looks good.
You could put a whipped topping on here, but why? When you
I
can
was
have
thinking whipped topping.
I know you. There, that is for you. What do you think of that?
It's beautiful.
It
May
is. But that's all yours, yes. I would sing birthday to you, but I don't want to scare people away. Folks, this is something my husband and I love to do, eat, and we love to cook. And we love to travel around and visit people. We have so many friends we've made all over the United States with our ministry. We just want to ask you that you take that time to think about the food that you're eating, you're preparing, your family's eating. I know we're all busy. It's hard to make time management when mom, dad, so many people in the family are working and the kids are off at school. It's really hard.
Sure it is.
You know, one thing in our house, we sit down at the table and we eat at mealtime. We do not have our cell phones. We do not have the TV on.
That's right.
We do not have interference because that's our time to sit and communicate. So we just want to encourage you, if it's subtle changes, whatever you can do them. Give us a call if you need to talk to us or ask me a question. I'm always available to help. Leave me a voicemail, send me an email, or contact 3ABN. You can always get these recipes from 3ABN. They just love to help people. Ask questions. I've had them call and get in touch with me. So whatever you need to do, just do it. Just start somewhere, if it's just tiny little baby steps. Just like you and I did when we first started out. We had to start just slowly and ramp up there to what we did. And remember, God taught me how to cook once for the world, but then He taught me later in my life, in my 50s, to cook for Him. So remember, please do your best. Eat the food God created for you, and we thank you so very much for joining in today.
Did you like the recipes that you just saw and you want to know more? You can write to Melody Caviness at 33 Parkview Court, Howard, Ohio 43028. That's 33 Parkview Court, Howard, Ohio 43028. If you would like to email Melody, you can do so at melodycaviness@gmail.com. That's Melody Caviness at gmail.com.
Well, folks, I look at all the food that we were able to cook in such a short period of time. I'm amazed.
Good job.
You did a good job eating too, and telling me the flavors were so good. Thank you. Folks, what a beautiful array of food. You know, it's the rainbow. God gave us a promise with the rainbow, and He gave us a promise too that if we take care of our bodies, we'd have a much better, longer life. We started out with the creamy cilantro coleslaw, and I liked that because it was something that added to the street tacos. You know, the Mexican street tacos is something you get when you go into Mexico off the vendors, and how wonderful, and the different cabbages or arrays you can use with that.
But these are healthy.
These are healthy. Everything is healthy. And also, looky here at our
nachos.
Nachos. I couldn't even think nachos. I was looking at the cheese sauce thinking, oh, it's so beautiful and it tastes so good. And our cilantro lime rice with our Mexican street corn salad. What a wonderful thing. And you can do so many different things with it. And our beautiful array of fresh fruit in our tropical fruit salad with our creamy pear sauce. How wonderful. Look at all this beautiful food, whether you ate them all by themselves or together. Just make sure that whatever you do, give all to the glory of God. He has provided everything in nature that we need for our health needs. I know for you it was a transition, but you've loved it. And folks, any information you need, make sure you just give us a call. Here at 3ABN, we just love 3ABN. They always have so many wonderful programs. Give them a call. Keep us all in prayer, folks. We're getting so close to God coming again. I just can't wait to see Him. Thank you so much for joining us today here at 3ABN.